Let's talk about the Counterfeit Stones. It's very professional. You've got all the road crew there. They're all very efficient. When the show finishes, you know, they're there, they're doing it, and it's not unlike the actual Rolling Stones team, which are on the case.
Well, we've got more. Yeah, we've got more of a setup than they had probably in the 70s. You know, than they. But these days, if you're going to do a good show, then you can't get involved in anything other than turning up and having everything set for you. And because we do one-nighters, there are occasionally theatres where we do 2 on the trot or 3 on the trot. But most of the time you're doing one-nighters, you need a really good road crew who are going to go there, put everything in its place so that every stage feels the same every night. You know, because the moves and everything that you do and the sound, you want it to be the same. And I'm very lucky, we've got 4 people on the road as crew and there's 6 of us in the band, so that's 10. And then we use 4 people at any one theatre for lights and everything else.
I mean, I've seen you strutting across the stage and everything. Have you ever tripped over at all? I mean, has that ever happened?
No, I haven't, funnily enough, and I'm very lucky that in 17 years that hasn't happened, because my nightmare is that I come out, do a fancy move, and then just end up doing an unintentional skydive into the first 3 rows.
Well, because of the way you structured the show, I think you'd get away with it.
I would get away with it. I think it was deliberate, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're quite right. I mean...
Yeah. But Mick
I'd still rather it didn't happen.
You know, because you know, when you see Mick strutting across the stage, I mean, you know, and he's got all these lovely movements, and he really has. He's a joy to watch. I mean, guys feel the same way as guys. That's when you're a real star, isn't it? When both sides like you.
Neither side feels threatened.
It's like a friend of mine. I won't go into names. Going on about the new James. Have I heard the new James Blunt? I said I think it's crap. Yeah, I just don't like James Blunt.
No, well...
It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like it and a lot of people that do. I mean, that's the...
Do you like James Blunt?
I'm not big on it, I've got to be honest. It's
yeah, well,
that kind of voice just don't work for me.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you a few stories. Oasis, Noel, for instance, has got a place in Ibiza, and James Blunt has bought a place down the road, and he's moving out because of that. I don't blame him.
I like that kind of snobbery.
Yeah. Oh, he's moving in down the road. God, that place is going downhill. You know, off we go. Oh, I've got so much to ask you. I love the way you've got the tour name. So we have Nick Dagger, we have Keith Rickard, Bill Hyman, the unholy trinity of Barr and Jones, Mick Taylor Maid, Ronnie B. Good, and Charlie Mott. And you know, you're thrilling sold-out audiences right across the globe. Is it actually 15 years you've been going now?
Well, no, it's actually 16 this year.
16.
Yeah.
Golly.
And it was never the intention. This wasn't something that, you know, I didn't sit there thinking, what am I going to do for the next 16 years of my life, and then think up doing it. I mean, it happened and it just grew.
It's through
popularity.
Because you saw the Bootleg Beatles, wasn't it?
Well, the Bootleg Beatles was the inspiration for starting the band, yeah. But even at that stage, I thought I'd do it maybe a couple of times a month and still continue doing producing and record publishing and even managing other artists. But what happened was it became so popular so quickly that different agents were getting us more and more work, and then I was having less and less time to do the other things, and so it just took over.
But because you are in many senses, I mean, Mick Jagger, I don't think people realise, he does actually control everything.
Yeah, he is a control freak, yeah, which he readily admits to, but I understand that, I think.
Because you're the same.
Well, yeah, I mean, I, in an ideal world, I'd like to wake up and just think all I've got to worry about is somebody picking me up and taking me to the next gig. And in the early days of the band, we had management who had an office with secretaries, and with all of that staff and with all that control, we would turn up at gigs and things would be wrong. And either the right accommodation hadn't been booked, or they had planned a tour where the actual routing was unbelievable. You'd be in Scotland for one show and in, you know, Cornwall 2 days later, and I just thought I want a bit more control over it, because I'm the one who's going to be out there, you know, dealing with all the mileage and crappy hotels and stuff like that. I mean, we went to Ireland, which was organised for us, and a couple of the hotels wouldn't admit us because we were a band. So there I am at midnight trying to find alternative accommodation, and I thought that kind of thing's never going to happen again.
And what part of Ireland was that?
This was Waterford.
Waterford, know it well.
What I love about this particular story, and it is a true story, and it was the moment that I said, right, I'm going to take control of the group, because we turned up in this big tour bus, we unloaded the equipment for the gig, which was in the ballroom of our hotel, and I'd got the address for our digs round the corner. So I said to the others, you carry on doing the sound check, because the vocals is always done last in the sound check. I'll go around with the roadies, and we'll get all the luggage into the hotel. I'll take it all up to the rooms, so that at least when we've done the show, hunky-dory. We haven't got to worry about, checking in and all that sort of stuff. So me and this roadie, we parked up and we had a big tour bus. It was one of these with tinted windows. It was massive. And I knocked on the door of this, and it was a guest house rather than a sort of a chrome and glass hotel. And this 8-year-old kid answered the door, and I said, is somebody here? And, no, nobody here. No. So I said, is it all right if we bring the luggage in? Yes, all right. So the entrance was up about 3 flights of stairs. So we spent the next half an hour unloading all these heavy suitcases, got them all lined up nicely in the hallway, and then just as I was about to ding the bell for the reception, this woman was walking down the stairs like she'd seen a ghost. Slowly, she was walking really, really slowly, staring at me, and I thought, what's her problem, So when she finally got to the little reception desk, I said, we're the band for the accommodation tonight, and she said, we do not have bands in this hotel. So I spent the next half an hour with the same roadie. Okay, I said fine. And I thought, that's it. When we got outside, reloaded all the cases, we didn't have anywhere to stay, and I said, that's the last time I'm leaving it up to a management and an office, because it's my problem now to get everybody, somewhere for the night. And we did find somewhere, but...
So you've taken strict control.
So that was it.
From that moment. And you do all the dealing, the wheeling, and decide where you're going to play.
Yeah, I've got a briefcase with contracts and financial stuff in it, and I've got another bag with all my clothes and hairstyles.
Wow.
It is a split personality thing.
Yeah, because Jagger is very much the same, and it's all out to pay when something's not quite right. And you never think that, would you, him being a super international star?
No, I know, but I do understand it. I mean, I believe Mark Bolan was the same after a while. He managed himself. I don't think he did the best job he did, because he liked to party too much. I mean, if you're going to be in control, you can't stay up all night partying and then organise everything the next day,
No, because the next day...
you can't do it.
No. We're going to play one of your choices now, Steve, and it's the Beatles' It Won't Be Long. Hello. Oh.
That's Little Wing.
No, that is Little Wing. We have actually been there on that one, so we'll move it on, as they say at the ranch. All go this afternoon. It's Mike Quinn with Steve Elson, the Nick Dagger of the Counterfeit Stones, right here at Blast 1386. That's going out on the AM, and on the World Wide Web it's blast1386.com.